What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the Traders Brawl podcast. I'm Adel, the host, and today I'm going to be interviewing Vlad from Hack Community. Vlad and I met many times at networking events, and finally we got a chance to do an interview together. And I thought, okay, why not? Let's bring him on. He's building in the Web3 space, so he's here. For those who are new, welcome. And for those who are already here, thank you for staying with us. We are a social media marketing agency or an education platform. We're always learning from other entrepreneurs and co-founders in the Web3 space who are building in blockchain. So with that said, I want to leave it to you to give it a little bit of an introduction about yourself.
Thank you very much, Adel. I'm glad to see you here. Yes, we're a small world. We have met several times at many events, including GITEX, and even including such event as Moscow Show.
Right.
Yes, the Moscow Show. And now, inshallah, we are here, and we'll tell a couple of words about our experience, what we do. So I am in crypto and blockchain from the year 2013. So I'm early adopter of this business, and we were the first who invented first crypto ATMs, and we have installed them in some European countries. And actually my background is related to everything which works with payment system, payment solutions, electronic top-up, and I was among the pioneers of this business in Russia. Then we moved to international business, and we've got payment solutions worldwide, including building white label payment system platforms, crypto wallets and digital wallets, and now we are launching our own green project. It is called Green Falcon. It is located here in the UAE, in Masdar city. We've got a company there named Melissa Software, and we developed a platform which provides an opportunity for any individual and business to make a carbon offsetting of his carbon footprint by paying some tips to nature. We've got such kind of equipment to read the QR code, to scan it, such kind of equipment for merchants. So this is B2B2C platform, so-called green payment system. And we will bring blockchain there to tokenize all those carbon offsets and carbon credits as some kind of NFTs, which will provide an opportunity for individuals to get some loyalty points from the green merchants.
Wow. That's a lot on your plate right now. I want to break it down into small steps of what you're building one by one. So coming back to Hack Community, which is a crypto Muslim community, as I understand it.
Yes, absolutely.
What are you building with that first?
Yes, Hack Community is a side project related to Hack blockchain of Islamic coin. We are early adopters of this great chain. We have developed some products and services there, helped with some fundraising and building community. So Hack meaning truth in Arabic. It's the community of all people who are both Muslims and who are in crypto, and so we support any kind of ethical project, not limited to Islamic coin, but it was the first which we decided to support. And our community in several countries, around 100,000 people on Telegram. And they all invest in crypto, which is Sharia compliant, which is sustainable, which is ethical, and which is bringing a real value to the Muslim community and to the world as a whole.
That's really cool. And how can I get involved? Like, if I were to get involved in this community, what's the onboarding process like?
We are now forming kind of decentralized autonomous organization, DAO. Perhaps we will onboard it in ADGM. I'm talking to ADGM now. They've got frameworks to making a legal DAO community there. So you can onboard to that community, become member of it, and take part in governments and to take part in getting involved into good projects which are launching upon this community, including our Green Falcon blockchain, which is green sustainable blockchain for ESG projects.
Interesting. Okay. Well, I'm glad this is the first Islamic Sharia compliant crypto project I've heard of. And I would love to know more. What makes it Sharia? What is the meaning behind Sharia compliant?
Means that there are no prohibited things like riba, so there is no interest rate, there are no futures, there is no gambling, no betting, no forbidden things in Islam. So it is onboarding only good Sharia compliant projects which are compatible with Sharia law.
Got it. I see. Wow. Okay. Well, that's pretty cool. I see that the community is growing, and you said like lots of people are there. 100,000 members, you said?
More than 100,000 members in many countries. There is an international English chat, there is Indonesian chat, Turkish chat, Malaysian chat, and Russian chat, Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan. Those are among the most active communities.
It's interesting. But did you start this because of your personal faith as well in Islam?
Yes, actually, when I started studying Islamic finance and Islam, I found lots of interesting things there, which are justice and fair. And I think that Islamic finance is the only entity which will save our world from huge collapse, like from crises which are always happening in the traditional Anglo-Saxon banking community because of riba, because of lots of derivatives, because of financial bubbles related to riba, etc. So Islamic finance, they are more conservative, they are not bringing so lots of hype to the financial ecosystem, but they are bringing real value to the projects, and they are asset backed by real projects like gold, silver, and any other good, interesting projects like Murabba, Adels, etc. And so I think it is justice and fair economic and financial system. And
just off the back of that, is Hack does Hack have its own coin? And if it does, is it backed by anything?
Actually, we built it our coin on the top of Hack blockchain of Islamic coin, so we build it upon it as layer 2 solution. No, it's not asset backed by anything. It's just like the same like with in case of Ethereum, like gas. And we will be bringing projects which will be asset backed by carbon credits.
I see.
Like for example, to this Green project, and it will have backing by real world assets like carbon credit. It is already a huge market, around $5 trillion. We will also bring some golden coins there. I'll show you some sample. We are already launching it.
Sure,
it will be asset backed by real gold like this.
Let me see.
Like small gold.
Oh, nice.
Pump.
Real gold right here.
Yes, and real gold. So you can exchange your crypto asset to the real gold like this. There will be also coin related to that. That is, gold is the most halal asset in the Islamic world, is due to Quran, and it will be real physical gold, not gold in some custody. You can exchange this gold into coin and vice versa.
Very cool. Okay. So now, coming on to Green Falcon,
yeah.
Is that right? Green Falcon is an ESG green project designed to bring down, I suppose, bring down carbon emissions.
Yeah.
And this is done by paying carbon credits into the system to offset. Is that correct?
Yes, absolutely. And this is huge green agenda, and sometimes globalists like World Bank are tricking the community when they're telling that it doesn't matter where you produce your carbon dioxide, you can carbon offset it anywhere on the planet. You can produce carbon dioxide here in the UAE and make offsetting somewhere in the Amazon forest. And here's the trick. They're taking that on the average temperature on the planet will be decreased, and on the average CO2 exposure will be decreased. But imagine this is the same like with the normal distribution of temperature in the hospital, where normal temperature, average temperature is 36.6 Celsius. But there are tails of the distribution where there is 40 degrees, people are dying, and 34, where people are dead already. And UAE and other MENA region countries are in the tail of this distribution because they are purchasing carbon credits somewhere abroad in the Amazon forest. They are making better of their economies, they are making better of their climates, they are making worse of their climate and economy here. And we are changing the system by actually deleting the middleman as carbon credit broker. This system, and working directly with carbon offsetting projects are like mangrove trees in the UAE. So each of the person like you and me who is aware of climate change can pay some tips to nature. We call it green tips, and offset his carbon footprint by investing into mangrove trees here in the UAE and making air quality better. We are all paying tips to nature, to waiters. Why not to pay some tips to nature, which is our best waiter? And these points will be tokenized as some NFTs, which will provide an opportunity to get discounts within the ecosystem from green merchants who are participating in this ecosystem and in this platform.
Interesting. So I'm curious to know, if I want to start getting involved into this right now, and you said you're cutting out the intermediary, so you're going direct, peer-to-peer style, which is great, which is what Web3 is all about. I'm just wondering, once you pay your money, to offset, where does the money go to?
This money goes directly to those projects who make carbon offsets, like mangrove trees. You can see in your dashboard the mangrove of under your own name and how much CO2 it is absorbing. So you will see your contribution to nature and mitigating climate change. And as you know, last year it was announced that there is Green Year in the UAE, and it was hosting COP28.
Yes.
This year was extended to be the Green Year as well. And the air quality in UAE is just awful.
Yeah.
Like in India, like in Bangladesh, and China, sometimes it's very harmful to be outside in the street because of PM2.5 particles in the air, which are very bad for your health, which are very bad for your lungs. And all the governments will be engaging those B2B2C projects like our project to engage individuals into these projects of offsetting, because there are no so much resources in the budgets of the governments to pay for all CO2 compensation. That is why they're interested to grow the nation of green aware individuals who are caring about the nature, who are caring about their future, who are caring about the earth, and they will provide some grants, some subsidies, inshallah, to such kind of projects. And people who will be engaged into this process, they will get some discounts in some green shops, so they will have kind of indirect monetization, so to say. Because one day, in any case, we will come to obligatory carbon offsetting, to carbon tax. In some European countries, there is already carbon tax implied on consumption. For example, in Canada, there is 2% restaurant tax just implied on your consumption. And you see just carbon tax, that is all. That's it? Yes, no transparency. You don't see where money goes. You don't see sources and uses of your funds. In our case, all the participants will be on chain. All the money will be transparent. You will see how much money we take, how much money we grant to the green project, and how much money we keep is our fee, is our commission for organization of this project. So it's mainly related to green charity, so to say, but it is related to people who care about the nature. And governments then can provide some grants and some free credits to such green organizations, which will grant their customers for granting the nature. So it's a win-win model where all people care. So sharing is caring, so to say. This is a big philosophical point of this project, and we are going to launch it worldwide. We are also launching it in Singapore and Malaysia, in Indonesia, and in Russia as well. Interesting.
So I like the idea that you said what you're bringing, you're solving the idea of the untransparency of governments. When you pay this tax, you don't know where it actually goes. It's just a tax imposed on you, and you have to pay it. And it's just making the middle class stay in the middle class, and those below the upper class will just, the division is just, the gap is just bigger and bigger. Tax paying, I understand, is a good thing, but we never really know where our tax money goes. It's true. And absolutely. I believe the blockchain, which many projects have come up with using it now, is helping with that transparency issue. So with Green Falcon, you're telling me that I will always know where my money is going when I pay my offset my credits.
Absolutely true. publicly auditable on the blockchain, in the blockchain explorer up to any fields of Satoshi. You see where money goes and what is your impact upon the nature, upon the climate. And you've got loyalty points, which green merchants will accept as means of payment for their goods and services.
So once I pay it, I'm just curious, with all these, there are many green projects. How do all the green projects compete to get this payment?
They compete to get this payment just by how they show how transparent they are. So they will compete for your grants, for your money. Certainly, we will go to a marketplace for several projects. What is most important, for UAE, there will be local projects for UAE, for Malaysia, in Malaysia, for Indonesia in Indonesia. So there will be no such a phenomenon as greenwashing. That is why carbon credit market is supposed to be a fraud in intransparency. There's lots of greenwashing, so to say. In our case, money will not leave the economy. They will stay in the economy, inside the economy. You don't need to pay money to some trees in Africa if you're living in UAE. You need to pay money and keep money in the local economy and making a local economy greener and better. That's simple as that. And also there will be secondary market for all those tokenized carbon credits, so someone can purchase them as a decentralized exchange or in some DeFi protocols or whatsoever. So they will bring all those tokenized carbon credits from many countries all together to our engine, such that there will be a secondary market for them as well. And this is a huge market, as a big agenda already, around $5 trillion. $5
trillion,
yeah.
Wow. So I guess going forward, with ESG being a very green and health promoting for the Earth project, where do you see the involvement of tokens playing here? So tokens are a great concept. You tokenize. Are you doing anything with real world assets?
Yes, as I mentioned, we are going to to do it with gold.
With gold.
Yes, it is already on the middle stage, so we will introduce it. It can be used already. And also we are considering also tokenization of real estate. So you can tokenize square meter in some off-plan in UAE. If you're unable to purchase the whole apartment, and then can you benefit from that? This will bring more money and more liquidity to the industry. Tokenized real estate is one of the best applications of real world asset tokenization as well.
And are you open to using other forms of emerging technology such as AI into the blockchain?
Yes, absolutely. We are studying AI as well, and perhaps we will implement Falcon AI platform, which is UAE based, which is developed by G42, and it is also based in Masdar city. We are now studying it, and we will implement it into our products, including carbon offsetting, and it will be used in order to predict your CO2 production according to your consumption, data and your behavioral patterns and consumption.
I'm curious, how can it measure the CO2 consumption?
It's very complicated but very measurable task actually, because CO2 consumption of any goods and services can vary depending upon whether it is local or it is imported. So there is need to be a huge job to be done, and mainly locally. I make an emphasis that it must be done locally without global international institutions, because there's lots of fraud in intransparency with them. Take a case of 1 year ago. There was a case with biggest American verifier of carbon credits named Vera. It has shown, Guardian investigation has shown that 90% of their carbon offsetting projects were useless, and big corporations purchased them, put on their balance sheets, and increased CO2 production on the amount of those offsets. And there were no really forests. So we need to develop methodology inside the country and make it local, with local authorities, with local individuals engaged into this project. So each individual who is engaged like a peer-to-peer in this project will be so-called witness of this our carbon offsetting project. He can see whether there is a tree or not. You can come to the forest and see, yes, there is a forest, or no, there is no forest, it is all cut it, and instead of that there is a building. As simple as that. And in this case we can measure how much really CO2 is absorbed from those projects, because we can calculate how mangrove trees can absorb CO2 within its life. And what blockchain is bringing here is also the most important thing blockchain brought to a digital asset world is absence of double spending, because there is huge project with carbon credits that there is problem of double spending. So organizations are purchasing carbon offsets and then they resell them on the secondary market several times. And because since it is not blockchain based, it is kept in centralized registers where you need to go with papers to change the information, etc., etc. It is not done immediately, and blockchain is bringing here absence of double spending immediately.
No doubt that blockchain has its value and use case, but what gets me interested in wanting to know more is how the CO2 levels are actually measured. I understand we have devices like NDIR sensors, CO2 sensors. I'm sure that's a great use case, and I don't doubt it at all. I'm just wondering, measuring it and then being able to say, look, you just consumed or created this amount of CO2. So if you pay this amount to compensate for that, you can see where your money is going. Do you get any reward for paying? Are you offering any rewards?
Yes, it will be indirect reward in the form of loyalty points.
Loyalty points, which can be used to spend on products.
Yes, in any case, it is better than direct tax by the government.
Of course. So is your goal to eventually eradicate taxes in governments?
No, our goal is to make climate better. Okay. To save the planet. There is no planet B.
Sure.
We have spent 2/3 of our lives. We are not going to make huge money out of this project. It will be mainly side effect. Mm-hmm. It is mainly charitable projects for caring about the nature, to leave something behind us for our children and for other generations.
It's a wonderful idea. Now, my question now is, how can you make this scalable so that governments accept this, countries accept this, communities accept this?
Scalability is a matter of negotiations with governmental authorities in order them to implement it as an API service and spread it within the country. So we cannot definitely we cannot work directly with each and every merchant and individual. It will spend lots of time for business development in this case. But better we will come to green organizations, to governments, to green sheikhs here in the UAE and tell him, people, have a look, we've got a platform which is ready to go. Provide us some kind of support for implementation of that, and we can make connection with any cash desk, with any APIs, with any softwares, with any ERMs, CRMs, etc. So we will rather building a green protocol of carbon credits offsetting, which can be implemented in any device and in any software platform. So certainly there must be lots of GR and PR work in this environment. That is why we opened our company in Masdar city, which is supposed to be green city and carbon neutral. And Masdar is developing very rapidly. They are very interested in our project as well. And first pilots, first MVPs will be launched in Masdar city in some shops and some retail shops and cafes there. Then we will come to the next level, come to green sheikhs and to ADNOC, whose president was the president of COP28, and will discuss this great green agenda to implement it everywhere. Because just imagine, you can offset your carbon footprint of any of your Karim trips.
Oh yes.
You can choose green tariff. You pay some 5 dirhams more, but you understand that you offset your trip, and it is green.
Are you a proponent of Tesla and electrical vehicles?
Actually, not too much, because there is lots of tricks behind Tesla. Because actually, production of Tesla and production of their accumulators is much more toxic for the planet than traditional vehicles.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, because it requires more work.
Absolutely, it requires more work because of those figures they put behind the scene. Moreover, Tesla is much more dangerous than traditional vehicles. If by accident you have something with your Tesla, that there is no chance to get out of that.
Oh, really?
Yes, it explodes immediately.
Oh, it explodes?
Yes, in seconds, and you will spend lots of effort to stop it.
Oh, I see.
So Tesla is quite a tricky and not very transparent idea. Those accumulators are very hard to make utilization of them, only to put them somewhere to cosmos, because if they are utilized somewhere in soil, then just one accumulator can damage millions of liters of water.
But say as a side-by-side comparison to a normal sedan, does it consume less energy and output less carbon to the air?
Certainly, when you are on the trip of electric vehicle, you produce much less carbon on the way. But you must understand that its initial carbon footprint is already huge.
Yeah, and also another thing, even when you're charging it with electricity, right? The electricity is still coming from oil. Is that not correct? Am I not mistaken?
Not always. Now there are lots of renewables also. Yes, electricity has definitely also its carbon footprint. It varies from country to country. Some countries produce electricity out of coal. Yes,
yeah,
and
coal.
out of
That's
oil.
another one.
Yes, but many countries are moving to renewables like wind energy, like water energy, like solar power, which is very well spread here in the UAE, in Masdar city, for example. So it has some carbon footprint. But initial carbon footprint of Tesla car is already huge. To make a comparison of how much you produce carbon footprint with a traditional car compared to Tesla.
Perhaps the ideal car or the ideal vehicle would be solar powered.
I agree with you. Yes.
For it to get to that stage, I think we're still a long way away.
One day it will come.
One day will come.
And here is AI, which will be implemented the best actually. Actually, crypto market now is at the same level than it was several years ago. No huge breakthroughs. Pumps and downs, winter season and summer season, that is all. It's just speculative asset. But when AI will be mass adopted, then crypto will come to the scene. Like Vitalik Buterin has mentioned in his initial white paper back to the year 2015, that imagine the situation when you're going on your electric car and it is understanding by its AI that it is out of electricity. It pays with Ethereum on the blockchain for electricity charging wirelessly when you are standing at some crossroad, and it is done seamlessly. You're not doing anything, you're not clicking any buttons. Your Tesla decides itself how much electricity to consume via smart contracts.
Oh, wow.
He wrote about this in the year 2015 already, and the future is coming here, because we had some pilot projects related to energy where smart contracts, energetic company can purchase excess of electricity from alternative generation. So there is alternative generation of wind generation and solar generation by farmers or just past household, and household can can sell the excess of their electricity back to the central operator of electricity. It can be powered by smart contracts and being powered by auctions. So their authority, which is distributing electricity, can put quotes for the electricity to the blockchain and to the smart contract, and household will sell it depending whether they need electricity access or not.
Interesting.
So here will come the future. Here blockchain and crypto will be used in the best way, like Ethereum and IOTA and others. But you must mention one thing: why do they need crypto for that? Why not to use CBDC? what the government will use. So crypto, to some extent, is some kind of sandbox and polygon to test the hypothesis, to test the awareness of people, to test their readiness to work with smart contracts, with decentralization, and then they can replace it with CBDCs and smart contracts as well. There is no need for Ethereum, for crypto is means of payment, that is all. And one day it will come.
Do you see? You said one day. I mean, I know Vitalik Buterin wrote about this, but wirelessly charging is something that can happen. I know wireless, we have that, but like not being just on its own stationary, like this iPad not being charged, but wirelessly charging. Like I can only see that right now with solar, but right now in a box like this, in a room like this, it's really hard to imagine how this can be charged. But probably from a device has to communicate with this device. But
it will happen one day.
Yeah, I know. It's just crazy.
There are already MVPs related to that, and according to Moore's law, you know that everything is doubling within some years, and it is a technical project is exponential.
Could you imagine a world that is fully solar powered, fully, like cities, houses, everything? Because that would be the ideal. Everything is based on nature.
It will be perfect. Yes,
it would be. Could you imagine that with like all the cars going?
Perhaps.
It's very. I know it's a difficult question,
but it's not a good idea to be relying on solar power.
On the sun.
Some kind of black swan can happen.
Of course.
There can be a problem with huge Indonesian volcano.
Yes.
And sun will be closed for several months.
So it's worth noting that while the sun is a great natural source of energy, we have to have backups.
Absolutely. The best backup is actually atomic power.
Atomic power?
Yes, it's actually uranium is new crypto.
Oh, really?
Uranium is new Bitcoin. I've got a small private hedge fund related to money management, and now we are reallocating our funds from crypto to traditional markets related to commodities, goods, and services.
Oh.
The new era of commodities, of hard commodities, is coming, and it will replace crypto hype. Uranium will triple.
Really?
It will bring.
Could you explain what is uranium?
Uranium is a source which is used for producing nuclear power.
Nuclear power.
Yes, and there is a new trend related to portable nuclear gadgets. That any data center in the future will have their own nuclear power station. It will not be huge. It will be mobile. It will be mobile like a suitcase. And there are companies which are producing it already, and we are searching for such company and purchasing their shares. I think this is new Bitcoin. And due to huge development of artificial intelligence, which is consuming lots of power, and this trend is inevitable. So will be huge demand for nuclear power, which is the most efficient. Now many countries have prohibited selling their uranium to the open markets. Russia, Kazakhstan are among the biggest countries, and U.S. government is talking about nuclear agenda inside the country is the most strategic one. So nuclear power, I would imagine now the world to working on nuclear power rather on solar power. Solar power is not efficient, and you'll spend lots of years to make a positive return on your investment, starting from 30 years and more. It requires huge of capital expenditure. It's not very much efficient. Lots of hype around the solar power. Nuclear power is a hard asset, which is here and now, and it is predictable, and it's very cheap. It's very affordable.
Oh, interesting. Uranium can be. How can uranium be mined? Is it mineable?
It's mineable. It's mineable in Russia, in Kazakhstan, in Africa, in China.
Wow. In
Argentina, in Central America, in Brazil. So
where is it located? I never actually asked this. Where is uranium actually located? Like in terms of when it comes to mining it.
In soil and mountains.
Mountains?
Yes, and then soil. So
there are
uranium mines.
So a bit like gold.
Yes.
But
It's like gold. Yes,
it's like gold
mining.
But it's a depleting resource, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Because there's only
there is lots of uranium in this space. maybe one day NASA will find some uranium on Mars, and the hype for uranium on the planet Earth will be over. But it will take lots of years. There are huge amounts of uranium on other planets, including.
Wow. Okay, I learned something new. Uranium, for sure, should be the next gold, or should be next to gold in terms of the rankings.
It is Bitcoin.
All right, because we talked also, not on this podcast, but on others I've spoken with, the petrodollar. The petrodollar, like petrol and gas, is another you could say commodity, but that's a store of value. Because there's only a finite amount of petrol in the world and oil.
Yep.
So purchasing oil, purchasing Bitcoin, these are the sort of products you want in your portfolio. Now, uranium, I would add that to that list.
Absolutely. It's a must-have.
Yeah. I think this is a very interesting topic, uranium. Nuclear power, though, in terms of the building of the nuclear plant, isn't that very resource intensive?
Yes, it's absolutely resource intensive, but when I'm talking about mass adoption of nuclear power, I'm talking about mobile reactors.
Mobile reactors?
Yes, you don't want to build a big plant.
Oh.
If you've got a data center, there is a mobile reactor like this room.
Really? How does it work?
It's enough.
So you build a room like this.
Yes.
And how does that bring about energy?
Some kind of reactions are going permanently inside it.
Oh, is it?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Wow. Is it infinite or no?
It's finite.
It's finite, of course.
Finite.
Wow. Okay. I've got a lot to research about uranium and nuclear. Definitely, there should be a round two for this conversation, but we do have to wrap up. I do want to come back to Falcon, Green Falcon. Yeah. For the rest of this year, we're now in like June, so we got another 6 months until 2025. I can't believe it. What are some plans that you have in the pipeline for the growth of Green Falcon?
We are now starting some events and some activities related to marketing of this project. We will publish green paper. We call it green paper, not white paper, including technical paper. And we are starting crowdfunding for this project. We have spent and invested some of our own funds into this project. What is most important, we are going not just with website and landing and the white paper like many crypto projects and with some ideas, but we are coming with a ready to implement it to go project, which exists as a payment system within already 10 years. So it is tested, it is scalable, and we are starting to raise some funds for this project, some liquidity, and till the end of the year we will finalize that and we'll launch our own blockchain platform and all the dashboards and start implementing first use cases. First use cases will come this summer already.
Okay, wow, looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Vlad, I wish you all the best. Any way we can help in terms of the meetups, the marketing side of things,
Great.
I'm your man.
Thank you very much.
But for now, thank you so much for your time. You're welcome. Everybody, thank you so much for watching and staying with us. Do check out Vlad's website and his company, Green Falcon. I will leave all the links in the description. Do check them out. But for now, I hope you found this insightful, and we will see you next time. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.